Hi everybody, this is Felicia and I am here with Stash It. So this is one of the technique videos that I'm going to be doing today. And I'm going to be using everything from my stash. So everything that you see here that's in this little container here is going to be from my stash. I'm including these little stars, and then we have some enamel dots, we have some cork, we have some words, and we have a bunch of other ephemera over here, chipboard and puffy, and then these are my papers. All of this stuff is from my stash, as you can see here. And then I have this right here, and I'm going to be using this little black strip of paper as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and then I will show you what the final project looks like. Okay, so now we're in real-time scrapbooking, although I edited some of this because some of it you really didn't need to see. So I'm going to start here by mounting, matting this photo of David, my grandson, on this black cardstock. I want to make sure I have a little tiny little edge there because I don't want a whole bunch of it, showing. So I'm just trying to get a little bit of an edge on that. Then I'm going to go ahead and mat it on this pattern paper here that I got out of a pattern paper pad. It's a beautiful pattern paper pad. It has nothing but landscapes and writing and things like that. So I'm going to mat it there on that to get a little bit of an edge for that pattern paper. And then I am going to go ahead and cut this pattern paper. This pattern paper is so old, it is so thin, but I kept it because I love the colors, and I knew one day that I was going to end up using it. So, and here it is, I'm ending up using it. Not a big part of it, but enough of it to point it out and put it on the scrapbook page here that I am about to put together. So we're going to use that. And then I am going to cut a small piece of this green as well. And that's where the pattern paper is going to be nested at, and as well as the photo here of my grandson. I'm going to be putting that on there. I'm trying to figure out how I want it, so that's why I'm fooling around with it a little bit. So once I figure that out, I go ahead and grab up a pack of my puffy stickers, and those are from Jen Hadfield. I haven't used those in a while, so I decided to go ahead and use them on this layout. And then once I got those on there, I filled around there and got a tag up there that you can see up in a corner. And then I found some hearts, and those hearts are from an Allie Edwards kit. I decided to go ahead and use them. And though I'm going to be pulling them up here in a minute because for some reason I can't seem to get them on the right way, because I wanted to have I was trying to figure out how to get them on without them looking too clumped up and without it covering the photo there that I was working with. So you're going to see me fool around for a little bit, and I thought I'd leave this in here so you can see that sometimes we don't always know where we want things to go. So we too pull them up, put them down, pull them up, put them down, rearrange them, doing what I'm doing right now, trying to figure this part out. And as you can see, I'm pulling them up and I'm moving them over, and for some reason I just can't seem to get that straight, and so I finally get it the way I want it to go. And this is the see, and then I pull them up again, of course. So I just thought I'd leave that in here so that you can see how we fool around with this stuff. And of course I pull them up again, and I'm trying to keep it from off of David's face, so they look a little wonky there. And once again, I'm trying. So this is a process that we go through. So that's why I decided to go ahead and leave that in there. And once I realized that, man, for some reason I can't seem to get this over enough from off of out of his face. And the big heart is beautiful, but I keep getting it covering his face. So I moved them way over, and this worked out better. So I finally got it to work out better. So there we go. So that's better. And I just left it like that. Although one of them was a little crooked, I just said, forget it, I'm done. So now I am putting on some more pieces that I got from out of one of my Allie Edwards story kits. And I am using these gold circles, gold foil circles, and I'm going to um, make raised raise some and then flatten some. So I'm kind of gonna go on and off with that. And this is the real time part of the scrapbooking, because sometimes you don't always think that, okay, I want to do it this way, but no, wait, let me try this way. Maybe this way will work. And this is exactly what I am doing here with this circle, trying to get it in its spot. Now, remind you, everything that is on this layout is out of my stash. Once again, I mean, and like I said, that pattern paper is super, super old. And some of these Ali Edward kits, I think, are around about 1 or 2 years old. Some of the stuff that's been hanging around in my stash that I decided to go ahead and pull out and use for this particular layout because of the color scheme and how it worked out with the color scheme and the pattern paper that you see in the back behind the photo. So now I got that. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, something's missing. So while I'm thinking of something's missing, I have some other things on the side there. You can see me slide it up and down, trying to figure out what position I want to put this, because I don't want to put it in the center, because that's just gonna be just kind of too straightforward and too straight. So I decided to pull it down a little bit to have some space at the top of the layout. I know some people don't like to have space on their layouts, but I do. I don't mind the space, and I welcome the space on my layouts. Add in a cork, and now I am working on the title. And there's a couple things that I still want to add on here. So as you can see, I brought in some black, and I'm using the black puffy stickers, but I don't have black on the layout except for the trim. So what I decided to do was go ahead and put down this title. And I'm putting that down, trying to get it, the way I would like for it to be, because I don't like everything straight up and down and things like that. So I'm putting on the title, figuring out how I want it to go, messing around here with the puffy stickers here. You're going to see that. And then I realized, oh, I got more black on these puffy sticker shapes. So what I decided to do was start adding other things like the little heart that you see there. And then there's going to be some more stuff that I decided to put on there. So I don't always know exactly how I want things situated. As you can see, I'm fooling around here. This is actually how I scrap, you guys. I don't scrap very fast. And this layout, all in all, took me about 37 minutes to put together here. So I don't know if that's fast or I don't know if that's slow, but all I can tell you is that that's how long it originally took me before I decided to go ahead and edit everything. So you can see here that I'm fooling around with those little kind of like black puffy arrows that came on the sheet there. And I'm trying to figure out how I want those to go. So it takes a little bit, it takes me a little bit of time to think about how I want these things to go. I know that sometimes we just have to think about it. In my case, it's exactly what I'm doing here. So now I got those down. And now that I got the title down, there's still a couple things that I want to add on here. And I am going to be putting some of these other enamel pieces. And this is also from my stash. I've never used this enamel set. This is the first time I'm actually opening that. And I'm putting the stuff that's on that sheet on here. Now, once again, like I said, you can create a layout like this with your stash, honestly. I mean, everything is from different areas in my scrap room, and some of it's super old and some of it's newer, but not that much newer, So now I found some strips, and this collection that these strips words came from, instead of me doing a whole bunch of journaling, are from the I think it was Crate Papers. I can't remember the collection, but it was a great collection. I actually loved that collection here. So I'm using some of those stickers, and they're kind of like word phrases to put at the bottom. Now I figured out what I needed on here, and this part is going to pretty much bring the whole entire layout all together. And I punched this edge, this piece of cardstock here, with one of my edge punchers, and I decided to go ahead and with the notebook paper punch that I have here, And right now I'm measuring it, making sure that I have it where I want it to be and if it's going to look right. And so once I figure that out and measure it, then I go ahead and glue that down. And I'm gluing just the one side down because that's the side that's going to stick to it. And this piece is not really glued down all that well. I mean, actually, it's not glued down, actually. I like to call it, I guess you would call this a panel, because everything is mounted and glued to this particular piece of green cardstock. So I'm fluffing it up to give it some dimension here a little bit and give it some character because I didn't want it to be super flat. And now I decided to go ahead and put a piece at the bottom. So as you can see, that piece that everything is on is not been glued down yet. Because I thought about it for a minute and I was thinking, I need something else on here. And so that's why I decided to go ahead and put the notebook edge on both ends of this particular section here of the layout. And so now you see I am taping that down. And I love that ATG gun, by the way. Oh my gosh. I don't know how many, I don't know it's big and all, but I've gotten so used to handling that thing. I love it. So now I am gluing that down here. You can see I'm trying to get as close to the edge without getting too close to the edge. And I have some excess hanging over that I end up cutting off there, right there. So there. So this panel is pretty much done. I'm just trimming up some of the loose ends and loose edges there. And now I'm going to put it down here and see how it looks. And yes, I like it. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue the whole entire panel down here on my yellow piece of cardstock. And I think that is going to be, and I'm not going to put it directly in the center. You'll see. It's going to come down a little bit and off to the right, to my right, because I don't want it exactly in the center. So there. Now that is all glued down. Now I'm going to fluff up the bottom edge there. Make sure that is all nice and fluffy and kind of giving it some dimension and some character. And I think this came out great. And like I said, it took me a little bit of time. It took me about 15 minutes to gather everything from out of my stash, but it only took like 37 minutes to put it together. So I'd say probably all in all, this layout probably took me about almost an hour, not quite an hour. Now I'm drawing some lines here for journaling, and I'm going to start journaling here once I get some of the lines down. But yeah, this is the most, I think this one came out great, and I actually like it. I'm not sure about how I'm doing the lines here, but you can't hardly see them on screen, I think. I think they're just, unless the pen, there it goes. I think that's what it is. Yeah, so there I go. Getting them down real good, the lines. And then I am going to start journaling. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this basically real-time video. And be sure to tune into more of the Crafty Maven for more inspiration. Take care, guys, and thank you, and have a great, wonderful, scrappy week. Oh, and by the way, make sure you check out our new way of promoting our the videos here on Crafty Maven. We're going to be doing things differently this year, and we hope you like it. If you have any questions and concerns, please feel free to leave a question, to leave any kind of comments at the bottom. And have a great, wonderful, scrappy week. Take care. Bye-bye, guys.